Hello guys, Assalamu alaikum. So today I'll be reviewing Subjects Conquered. It's a track that they put out sometime last year and I'll be reviewing it from a musician's point of view. Before I proceed though, aku baru je dapat tahu yang Shukri dari band Diffusion sekarang ni berada dalam ICU and keadaan beliau critical. At the time of me recording this, it's 11:43 PM, 18th of May. It's a Monday night. Jom kita sedekahkan Al-Fatihah untuk beliau. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alright, back to the show. Picture quality is great. Also, the intro is not part of the original song. This is just for the video. Alright, first off, drum intro. I've not heard that in a while in a metal song. Drums sound pretty raw in my opinion. Selalunya band metal zaman sekarang prefer untuk program drums ataupun sample drums. Program drums lagi senang buat kerja daripada kau susah payah record drum betul. Tak semua drummer boleh ikut metronom. Dan kedua, tak semua drummer ada equipment sendiri. Snare sendiri, cymbal sendiri, tom sendiri, so forth and so on. Just the entire process of recording real drums is pretty difficult. Unless you're a really tight drummer. I believe they did record real drums. For as long as I've known Izar, the drummer of Subjects, he's a phenomenal drummer, probably one of the best in the scene right now. It's no surprise that they decided to record real drums. Very ballsy. Also, very groovy riff. Downtuned guitars, this is drop A I think, and we've got the ambient leads in the background. This seems to be the staple of modern metalcore / progressive metalcore. Back then, the staple of a metalcore riff would be something like SLA Dying, Killswitch Engage, there was Prada, Miss May I, Bullet for Valentine, so forth and so on. Gent has been the dominant subgenre in the metal genre, so it's no wonder why metalcore zaman sekarang ni bunyi macam Gent. Music evolves, genre evolves, and Subjects is on that boat as well. Jamal's vocals are padu. The thing about Jamal's vocals is that his vocals predominantly lie within the mid to low ranges, right? So it gives that authoritarian feel to it, and very kingly, very regal. Based on the lyrics that I'm reading right now, this song talks about going against corrupted politicians, I think, corrupted establishments, corrupted government. Having such powerful projection of such a voice really does give emotion to what he's trying to talk about. Kalau vocals kau nipis, tak solid, tak padu, then you won't really get that feel. Jangan marah. Also, that Egyptian lead, very common in the current metalcore genre. It does give that feeling of ascension. The Egyptian lead gives that feeling of going against the leaders, right? A feeling of ascension in general. And I think he did mention ascension in the song just now, so that was very fitting. Ooh, attitude. I like his attitude. So now a switch in the drum pattern, very polyrhythmic, It's not necessarily a polyrhythm, I believe it's still in 4/4, but it does have that odd time feel to it. Some drummers are able to make 4/4 sound like it's in odd time. Jay Postones from Tesseract, the drummer for Between the Bear and Me, Matt Halpin from Periphery, and this is what they're doing right now. I think it's a China that's giving it that odd time feel, but it's still in 4/4. Slowing it down. Dynamics, that's very important. that typical metalcore drum feel. Alright, lo-fi filters. Oh. Yo, the bass slaps. This part definitely has that North Lane rot feel to it. Usually bila bands dah letak low pass filter macam tadi, selalunya bila diorang sambung music tu balik, diorang akan main heavy lah. Tapi in this case, they decided to go down that more mellow road, and it's very groovy. Definitely, as I mentioned, has that North Lane rot feel. If you have not heard that song, please go check it out. Also, Ghost Notes. Iza, gila weh. I like the piano in the background. Also, a change in the vocals. Now it's more of like spoken words rather than straightforward screams. Despite the occasional grammatical errors, I like Jamal's choices of words. This band would definitely benefit from having some clean vocals, in my opinion. Now, why do I think that? Here's the thing. You've got down-tuned guitars, right? Drop D ke bawah. Down-tuned bass, also drop D ke bawah. Drums, and they're all mixed very bass heavy generally. They occupy the lower registers of the frequency spectrum. Again, anything from lows to mids to low mids, mid lows, whatever you call it. When you have vocals, when you have clean vocals especially, they occupy the higher registers of the frequency spectrum. So you see what I'm talking about? Higher registers in the frequency spectrum, lower registers in the frequency spectrum. They should be able to complement each other, provided your vocal melody catchy lah and the words are well placed. Kalau clash pun tak guna juga. But I feel like they definitely could benefit from some clean vocals. Yeah, the extra scream layer in the background giving it more emotion to the song. Oh! Hey, clean vocals! Sedap lah clean vocals dia. Yo! Beautiful chord. Over here. That was a well-placed blast beat. Now here's the thing, most bands when they introduce a blast beat section in a song is mainly just to show off that, oh hey, we can do blast beats. But in this case, I think it's very tasteful. I think it was well-placed. Oh, padu siya vocals Jamal. That blah definitely reminds me of Sam Carter from Architects. I don't think the building scenes are random. I think those scenes have some deeper meaning to the song, but I'm not an expert, you know, I should probably ask the band later. I love that awaken your eyes in the background. But thank you for having some sense of progression here. Now, the guitars kan, awal-awal tadi dia just main kosong-kosong and open chugs and just open notes. It's just 0, 0, 0. In this case, we're having some sense of progression. The guitarist, Azrai, is going from 8th fret to the 5th fret to 0. So now we have a sense of melody progression instead of relying on the ambient leads for melody. A Lydian to a Dorian to an Aeolian, if I'm not mistaken. I might have gotten my modes wrong. When there's a sense of progression / melody, there's a sense of musicality, and that definitely brings more emotion to the song, in my opinion. You know, in my opinion, some bands are able to play 0, 0, 0 all the way until the end and still make it sound musical. Depends on how you write your song, I guess. Jamal, lari ke mana tu? But seriously, this part is very melodic. melodic and heavy. Reminds me of Era a lot. Yo, machine gun double pedals. The ambient leads in the background are still there for texture, extra depth. Wait, this is how you end a song. This is how you end a song. It's so heavy. And those dissonant chords, typical in metalcore. There's 3 of you now. This is... I am blown away. These guys are such a cohesive unit. Drums, right? Izar, the guitars, Azrai, the bass, Sheng. I feel like Sheng is the underdog here. In general, basses don't get the recognition they should. Seriously, kalau tak ada bass dalam lagu ni bunyi kosong. It's the bass that's holding everything together. Also, you take away the ambient lead, again, lagu ni bunyi kosong. Last but not least, Jamal. What a piece of a vocalist, right? I actually was in a band with Jamal 5 years ago, and I knew him as a drummer. He was a drummer for the band Dictracy, now inactive. He once told me that he actually started out as a vocalist, but this is the first time seeing him in action sepadu macam ni. So great job, guys. Like, this is a fine track. I feel like this should be the standards of Malaysian metalcore. Alright, if you like my review of Subjects Conquer, leave a suggestion on what band you'd like me to review in the future. Leave a suggestion in the comments box. You know the drill. Your support goes a long way in helping me make more of these videos. If you like this series, if you like my content, please like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Assalamualaikum.